And we are live. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another Wednesday Westside Wellbeing lunchtime session with myself, Jamie. So today we are going to go back into a Tabata session. I'm just moving around to make sure you see me nice and clearly. Love this stuff. So today we're going to go into Tabata. We're going to do 10 exercises. We're going to work our way through those 10 exercises. So we'll go from exercise to exercise to exercise. We'll probably go through about 3 rounds of those, so 30 exercises in total. And we're going to take 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and we'll get into it, try and relieve a little bit of that stress, shake off those stress from the day. And what we're going to do, so to start with, just to get that blood flowing, we're going to go into some squat floor touches. And what I'm going to do is I can set my trusty timer. We're going to do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, but in between those first few exercises, we'll make sure we get a little bit of mobility, a little bit of stretching, make sure we loosen everything up. If anyone has any questions in the meantime, feel free to drop the comments in the comment box, and I'll do my best to keep my eye on that and make sure that I'm getting back to you. So when we're set, when we're ready, squat those in 3, 2, and 1. It's a nice wide stance, and from here we can squat down and come down as low as you can towards that ground. By all means, feel free to start by just getting a few repetitions in, just to find that range, find that movement. And as you work through those repetitions, if you can get that a little bit deeper, touch the floor, fantastic. But what I want to make sure is we're keeping a nice straight back throughout this exercise. So we really work through those quads, through those glutes, and through those hamstrings. Nice. We'll take 30 seconds. From there, we're going to stay in that stance. Open up a touch, actually. And just take it to one side. And switch it to the other side. Lovely stuff. We've got 15 seconds, so we're just going to switch it to one side. And we're going to switch it back, just to let you know we've got 10 seconds. From here, we're going to go into alternate lunges. So we'll set ourselves. And in 3, 2, and 1, let's go. So we're going to lunge out, bring it back up, and pop up onto that other leg. What I want you to do here, as you come out of the base of this lunge, think about starting to pull that belly button in. So we're engaging the base of that core and start to take some of the pressure off that lower back. If you go as low and your knee touches the floor, no problem at all. Find a rhythm, find a tempo that works for you. 3 seconds and rest. So from here, we're going to stretch the hamstrings a touch. So just hinging down at those hips, keeping that back nice and straight over, placing the hands on the thighs, letting them dangle down, place them on your hips, wherever you are, as long as you're feeling that stretch through those hamstrings. Yeah, we keep it here for a few more moments. From here, we're going to move into forward kicks. So when you're set, when you're ready, we'll go with the right leg first, and we're just going to kick all the way through. Come back, I'm going to shuffle myself forward into that lunge, drive that kick forward. We're just going to work on that right leg for this full set. On that next time around, we will switch to that left leg. Good, keep that going, less than 10 seconds. 5 seconds to go. And in 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Nice, we'll take a moment, so we can stretch into those quads. So from here, just bring that leg up. Feel free to take hold of a wall, a chair, a person. If you're working out with someone today, you can squeeze into there. And we're going to switch legs. So from there, we're going to go into some crab crawls. So what we'll do is we'll set ourselves on our tiptoes, knees flared out, and we're going to walk up through those hands, get a little press up at the end if we can, and walk it back. I'm going to shuffle myself back so I don't headbutt my water bottle. And again, find a rhythm, find a tempo that works for you. Now it's taking a little pause at the top. Take that moment. Let's keep that going. 1 more repetition. And 3, 2, and 1. Strong work, everyone. So now we're just going to get a nice hip rotation. Bringing it all the way through, all the way around. So this next exercise, we're going to move into the classic push-up. So you can go nice wide grip, you can bring it nice and narrow, so you're putting the emphasis more through those triceps. Or you can take it nice and wide, so you're going more through that chest. Here, by all means, as I am, feel free to bring it to the knees. If a plank push-up is a little bit too much work for you, or you just want to go for this variation, just to start off with. And here, as you can see, my knees are nice and set back. So I'm still getting that full range of movement through my chest. My shoulders down to my knees, everything's nice and straight. Keep that going, strong stuff in 3, 2, and 1. And rest, take a moment. So, on this one, I'm just going to bring the arm across the chest. Pulling through the back of that triceps, so we're stretching through those shoulders. Extending those triceps out. We'll split it up and go for the next one. So, next exercise we are going to move into, we're going to go into some knee drives. So from there, what you need to do is go into this plank position on your hands. And when you're set and ready, I just want you to drive that knee into that center line of the chest. So we're working all the way through those abdominal muscles. Again, here your upper body will start to burn, you'll start to feel it after that crab crawl and those push-ups. So we're still working on that upper body strength, just in that static position as we shift the focus into the core. And 1, and rest, take a moment. So here, take a moment on the knees. From there, we're going to have a little lie down. We're going to focus on that core still. Feel free to take a sip of water on board. And I just did. And we're going to go into a lie down. We've got 10 seconds. But from here, we're going to go into some knee pull-ins. So we'll lie ourselves down. Place your hands to the outside of your body. And from there, we're just going to pull those knees in and drive them back out. Again, find a rhythm, find a tempo that works for you. If it's a little bit hard, a little bit difficult, feel free to take those legs just that little bit higher, just so we're taking a bit of the strain off that lower abdominal muscle and off those hip flexors. I can't see the time, but we must almost be there. And in 1, and rest. Lovely stuff, everyone. So, from here, as you can see, I'll spin myself around. I'm going to bring the soles of our feet in together, applying a little bit of pressure through the inside of the legs, grabbing hold of those ankles, just so we're stretching out into those groin, those hips, and through those glute medial. So, from there, we're going to go into a good old glute bridge. So we're going to spin ourselves round, we'll lie down. From there, I just want you to drive straight up through those hips, engaging those glutes at the top end, stretching out that stomach wall at the top. And if anyone's getting any discomfort from this, what I want you to do before you drive up, I want you to roll your hips forward, roll them back, so your lower back's nice and flush on the ground, and then drive up through those hips. Remember to engage those glutes at the top end. It is a glute bridge after all. For 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Love this stuff. So from here, we're just going to sit back up. And we're just going to lean forward. Grabbing hold of those legs, whether that be above the knees, from the shins. If you can take it down to the ankles. And again, just lift that chest up. So that back's nice and straight. And we're just stretching up through those hamstrings. From here, 5 seconds, we're going to go into a cycle crunch. So we're back down, fingers between the heads, and we're just going to bring the opposing elbow to the opposing knee. So again, we're working through that core, really putting an emphasis on that core today. Trying to work off a few of those Easter eggs that we've all been enjoying. Yeah, keep that going, everyone. Just over 10 seconds to go. Really strong effort. Anyone needs to take a moment, relax, feel free to. The last few repetitions, 3, 2, and 1. And rest. We'll take a moment. We're not going to do anything. We're just going to take 20 seconds just to catch our breath before we move into that 10th exercise. As you take a moment and take a rest, what I'd like to do now is start making your way back up onto the floor, onto your feet, and we're going to go into some squat around the world. So from here, we're going to take our hands as we squat down. We're going to bring them behind the knees and drive our hands up and over our head. Again, find a rhythm, find a tempo that works for you. Focusing on that breath. Nice big inhales. Nice big exhales. Good, strong work, everyone. Let's keep that going. 10 seconds to go. 3 to 4 more repetitions. And in 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Lovely stuff. That's round 1 complete. We're going to take a minute or so just to catch our breath. Let our heart rate come down a touch. Take some water on board. And it's lovely stuff, everyone. Really strong effort. Good work. Nice flying through it. Almost 12 minutes in. So we'll definitely get at least 3 rounds in today. Stick with me. Strong work, everyone. Working off that lunchtime stress, or that morning stress, I should say, as we move into that afternoon, or again, if you're joining us at a different time, you're not joining us live, just working off any of that stress. Getting a bit of energy going, getting a bit of a sweat on, burning a few calories, loosening up. We'll take a few moments. I want you to catch your breath before we move into round 2, as we're going to move back into the top end of those exercises. So, and now we're going to go back into those squat floor touches. We'll do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. So if you set yourself, I'll set the trusty timer, 5 seconds, and in 3, 2, and 1, nice wide stance, and we're just coming down, touching that floor if we can, or getting as much depth into that squat, alternating between those hands, keeping a nice straight back. Good, lovely, so let's keep that there, let's keep that going, strong work, those thighs will start to be burning. Almost there, a few more repetitions. And in 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Lovely stuff. So from there, we're moving back into our alternate lunges. This time, we're just going to take a moment. We're not going to do any stretching for a few rounds, just because we're nice and loose, nice and limber by now. Take a moment, again, focus back in on that breath. Really important. Nice big inhales, nice big exhales. We've got just under 10 seconds, so let's set ourselves. And we're going to move into those alternate lunges in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. I like to put my hands just into the center line of my body. That just helps me keep nice and balanced. But by all means, if you want to put your hands on your hips, hands above your head, hands out to the side, wherever feels most natural for you as you go through this movement. Nice, few more repetitions, 5 seconds, maybe 1 more, for 3, 2, and 1, and rest 30 seconds. So we're going to move into those forward kicks. This time we're going into that left leg. So ultimately from here, you're going into that backwards lunge, driving forward and driving that leg out in front of you. So a few more seconds, again, focusing on that breath. And let's set ourselves. We're going to go into those forward kicks in 3, 2, and 1, and go. So we backwards lunge and drive that foot forward. Trying to keep nice and balanced through that right leg, working through that left hip, working through that right quad. Nearly lost my balance by pointing out muscles. Good, strong work, everyone. Let's keep that there. 10 seconds to go. A few more repetitions. For 5, and in 3, 2, and 1, and rest. So from there, all I want you to do is just grab all your thighs and just give them a little shake. Put a lot of emphasis through them at the moment just to loosen up, get that blood flowing, Keep them nice and relaxed. Take a sip of water on board if you wish to. And from there, we're back into our crab crawls. So, we set ourselves on our tiptoes, knees flared out. In 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. So we walk out with the hands. Press through that chest and triceps. And take it back out again. Find a rhythm, find a tempo that works for you. Good, strong work everyone, let's keep that there. A few more repetitions. Maybe one more after this. We'll take it out, we'll press, and bring it back in, and rest, take a moment. And now we're just going to stay down, stay on those knees. We're stretching those calves out a bit. And we're going to move in to our push-ups. So here again, feel free to take it to the knees, or if you need to bring the toes down to the ground as well, I'll give you a demonstration as we start in that next round. And in 3, 2, and 1. So here you can see I've got my knees and my feet as my anchor points, but my body is nice and long, nice and straight. So I'm still working through that chest into those triceps. If you want to give it a go and lift those toes off the ground, feel free to do so. Or if anyone wants to go into a classic plank push-up, be my guest. Last repetition, and rest. Come back down into that downward dog just to take a moment, loosen up that lower back. And bring it back up. So from there, we're going to go into our core activation. So to start with, we're going to go into our knee drives. So keeping the emphasis on those shoulders, driving those knees into that center line of the body. So we set our hands out, shoulder width apart, and we just drive those knees into that center line of the body. Find a rhythm, find a tempo that works for you. Good, let's keep that there. Coming up to 10 seconds. You're feeling it through those shoulders, through that upper body. Working into that core. A few more repetitions. And rest. Take a moment. Lovely stuff, everyone. So from there, we're going to take a little lie down. I've got a bit of a lunchtime sweat on myself. Relieving that tension and stress. So we're going to go into our knee pull-ins. So from there, we're going to lie ourselves down again. We'll take a moment. We're just going to place those hands out by our side. Get ready for that buzzer. We're going to go into our knee drives in 3, 2, and 1. Pulling those knees in and taking them out. Trying to keep those legs apart. So you're working both sides individually. If anyone wants to elevate this a touch, if you lift your chin into your chest, you get a bit more of a contraction through those abdominals. Again, if you don't need to lie your head back down, no problem at all. 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Nice. We're going to take a moment. You guys stay down on the ground as we move into the next exercise. So we're going to go back into that glute bridge. So we lie ourselves down, bring the heels up towards the hips, place our arms by our side. And when that buzzer starts to go, we're going to go into our glute bridges in 3, 2, and 1. So we're driving straight up through those hips. Engaging those glutes at the top end, stretching out that stomach wall. Good, let's keep that going, stretching out through those hip flexors at the top end. Find a rhythm, find a tempo that works for you. Again, if this starts to burn on the lower back, just roll those hips forward, roll them back so that lower back's nice and flush on the ground. And drive them up. Love this stuff. Take a moment, we're going to stay down on the ground because from here we're going to move into our cycle crunches. Nice big inhale Nice big exhale. From there, we're just going to take our fingers behind our heads. We'll get into position. We've got just under 10 seconds to go. When that buzzer counts down, we will go into our controlled cycle crunches in 3, 2, and 1. Go. Nice opposing elbow to that opposing knee. Nice and controlled. Getting that full squeeze through that core. And again, if anyone needs to take a moment, take a rest, feel free to do so. It's not a military boot camp. There is no punishment. This is all about you, your workout, and relieving some of that stress and working off a few of those Easter eggs. And rest. Lovely stuff. We're going to take 10 seconds on the floor. And from there, we move back into our squat around the world. So let's slowly make our way back up onto our feet. And from here, we take a nice wide stance. We've got 10 seconds to go this time. Remember, as you squat down, those hands become behind those knees. And we drive it up and overhead in 3, 2, and 1. Oh, I got itchy nose today. And we're up and around. Good. Again, find a rhythm, find a tempo that works for you. If you need to take that stance a little bit wider or come a little bit more narrow, again, wherever feels most ergonomic and natural for you. So that might be pointing your feet out a little bit towards 45-degree angles, just so as you come down, you're not pulling your knees in towards each other. And 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Round 2, done. Strong work, everyone. Again, take a moment. We'll have a minute or so just to allow us to catch our breath. We're flying through this today. Not gonna lie, we might get 4 rounds in. Might be 4 rounds today. Take a bit of water on board. Whoops. And by all means, if anyone struggles to do a workout without any music, feel free to put a speaker on, put the TV on, anything that's going to keep your mind nice and engaged and just distract you a little bit away from that hard work, anything that's going to inspire you to keep you going. For me, no speaker. It's all about me communicating with you, putting you through this workout on this Wednesday afternoon for Westside Wellbeing. Take a nice few deep breaths in. Good, and we're going to move into round 3 in just a moment. So we go back into those squat floor touches. So what I'm going to do, get that trusted timer, we're going to set it up. If anyone has any questions, any information they want, just let me know. Pop that in the comment box and I will reply to you either while we're in motion and moving, or I'll type a message back while we're in a short break. So let's tell ourselves 5 seconds into those squat floor touches. So nice wide stance just outside shoulder width apart. And we're squatting down, alternating between those hands. Trying to keep that back nice and straight. Find a rhythm, find a tempo that works for you. Good, strong work, everyone. Let's keep that going. Just under 10 seconds now to go. A few more repetitions as we move into 3, 2, and 1. Strong work, everyone. We'll take 30 seconds, then we move back into our alternate lunges. As it looks like we'll probably get 4 rounds in today, to be honest with you. When we move into the kicks, we'll probably have enough time to do one side and then the other as we work our way around. So 10 seconds, take a moment, take a bit of water on board if you need to. As we move into those alternate lunges in 3, 2, and 1. And let's go. So we're down again. If that knee touches that floor, no problem at all. If you can keep it just off, fantastic. But if you do hit that knee, use it just to help drive yourself back up off that ground. Just over 10 seconds, everyone. Let's keep that there. Nice, making nice controlled distance with that lunge to both legs going into 90-degree angles. And rest 30 seconds. So from here, we're just going to rotate through those hips again. Putting a lot of emphasis through our hip flexors, through our hips, due to the leg movements we're doing today. We'll take it back the other way. We've got 15 seconds. As from there, we move back into our forward kicks. So this time we'll be kicking off that right leg. In 3, 2, and 1. So we lunge backwards and we drive that leg forward. Trying to find that balance. Really working through that left leg in that static position and getting that mobility and range through that right leg. Coming up to 10 seconds. Strong work, everyone. Let's keep that going. Few more repetitions. 5, and in 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Nice. Again, what you do, just grab all those thighs, shake them off. Give those hamstrings a little poke, little jiggle, keep that blood flowing, loosen them off. Trying to keep that lactic acid from kicking in. 15 seconds. And from there, we move back into our crab crawls. So let's make our way down onto our tiptoes, knees flared out. Crab crawls in 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to walk it out. Find that range and press. Working our way out, press, and work it in. Lovely stuff. Trying to stay on those tiptoes at all times. So those calves are nice and engaged as we go back into that starting position. Good, strong work, everyone. Let's keep it there. And in 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Take a moment. We'll come onto the knees. Catch our breath before we move into our push-ups. Take a little bit of water on board if you wish to. So again, feel free to play around with those push-ups. 7 seconds, so let's set ourselves. If anyone wants to come a little bit narrow on this one, so we're working through the triceps. Still, again, you can bring it to those knees. Just making sure you're nice and extended all the way through that body. And again, if you need to drop those toes, just so you've got another point of contact, just take a little bit of pressure off that core. Or if anyone wants to come up into that full plank position, really test themselves, driving through those triceps if you're in that narrow grip. 3, 2, and 1, and we're just going to bend it back, releasing that tension off that lower back, stretching out through those shoulders and torso. Lovely stuff, everyone. Nice. So from there, we go into our knee drives again, so keeping that emphasis on that upper body strength in that static position and start to move into that core as well. So here we go. Let's set ourselves 5 seconds. Hands shoulder width apart into that plank position and just driving those knees into that center line of the body. If this becomes a bit too difficult for anyone, if you want to come onto your knees, what you need to do is rock back as you pop forward, drive that knee into that center line of the body. That way you're taking a bit of pressure off that upper body. Still working through that core. Still getting that range through the abdominal muscles. And rest. Strong work, everyone. So from there, remind myself, there we go, into knee pull-in. So this is where we have a few exercises, lying down, taking a moment. We've got 15 seconds, so if you want to lie yourself down, take a few moments before we move into those leg pull-ins. We'll place the hands by the side, take those legs out and just drive both of those legs straight in. Again, if you want to elevate this, feel free to lift that chin into that chest. And if you have to take the legs that little bit higher, just to take the pressure off that lower abdominal area, you can do to still get that burn. Let's keep that there, everyone. A few more repetitions. And 3, 2, and 1. And rest. So if we're moving our lie ourselves down, then we can place our feet together, our soles of our feet together, and just allow our legs to fall to the side. Just as we're stretching out through those adductors. Open up those hips a touch. Before we move into our controlled cycle crunches. So what we'll do is we'll set ourselves. I'm going to shuffle back because I'm at the bottom of the water and place our hands behind our heads, fingertips on the head. And we bring that opposing elbow to that opposing knee. Good. Strong work, everyone. Let's keep that there. Really working through that core. See you later, Easter eggs. Good. A few more repetitions. Moving to less than 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Nice. We'll take 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds. Just lying on the ground, taking a moment before we move into our final exercise again of squat around the world. Nice big inhale, nice big exhale. Let's make our way back up onto our feet. And let's set ourselves in 5 seconds. And in 3, 2, and 1, we're down, bringing those arms, hands behind those knees. Again, find that range. If you need to take that stance out a little bit wider, point those feet out to 45 degrees to stop yourself from bringing your knees in too much as you go into that squat. And wrap those hands around the back of your knees. Good, let's keep that there, everyone. Strong work. Almost there. Flying through it for 3, 2, and 1. And rest. 3 rounds done. Absolutely flying through it today. Let's have a look. We've definitely got time for one more round. But what we're going to do, we're just going to have a minute to 90 seconds here just to allow everyone to catch their breath. Feel free to take a bit of water on board. If anyone has any questions, now is a perfect time to pop them in the chat. So feel free to do that. Oh, I don't know why that's going off again. I do apologise. Let me stop that for a moment. Lovely stuff, everyone. So let's take a sip of water on board. I am anyway, you don't have to. Good. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I appreciate this week can be a very busy week after the Easter holidays. It's always lovely to get that extra time off. But I always know when you go back into that office or whatever environment it is that you work in, you're then trying to cram those 5 days of work into those 4 days, as we did last week. So hopefully relieve a little bit of stress, releasing a bit of tension, getting a good workout in, burning off some of those Easter calories. And let's set ourselves for round 4, big round 4. Really strong work, everyone. Let's keep that there. We'll make this our last round. I promise. Then you can go off, have your lunch if you haven't already, before we go back in to take on the rest of the day. So we're going to go back into our squat floor touches in 5 seconds. Let's set ourselves in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. So we're down, changing hands as we work our way down, keeping a nice straight back as we work into our 4th and final round, giving those legs one last blast over these next few exercises, as well as working through our upper body and our core. Keep that going. Strong work, everyone. Few more repetitions. For 3, 2, and 1. Nice. We'll take 30 seconds. From there, we're going to move into our alternate lunges. Last round right now. You should be working up a real sweat. I know I am. We're all in it together. Getting that movement and stress relief on this Wednesday afternoon for Westside Wellbeing. And we've got 10 seconds. We'll take a moment. We're going to go into those alternate lunges in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. So moving from side to side, driving straight up, placing those hands in whatever position feels most comfortable, making sure we're not taking too big a stride into our lunge. So everything feels like it's moving at kind of 90-degree angles. 10 seconds to go. Strong work, everyone. Let's keep it there. And in 3, 2, and 1. And rest. We'll take 30 seconds. We'll move into our last round of our forward kicks. So that's where we go into that backwards lunge, driving that leg forward. This time we're going to work off that left leg for that kick. So let's set ourselves. Get ready for our forward lunges in 3, 2, and 1. And we're in. Let's go. Last round. Forward kicks. Working through those legs. Good, strong work, everyone. Again, find a rhythm, find a tempo that works for you. Let's keep it up. Just over 10 seconds to go. Lovely stuff. Driving through that hip. Oh, I lost my balance myself there. 5, and in 3, 2, and 1. And rest. So from there, we're just going to show you again. Keep that blood circulating around, releasing any of that tension as we move into our final round of those crab crawls. So take a little bit of water on board if you wish to. 10 seconds, let's set ourselves. So come down onto our tiptoes, knees flared out to the side. And in 3, 2, and 1. Take that to walk it out. Press at the end. Drive it back in, staying on those tiptoes. Taking a pause at the top end. Working our way back out through those hands. Getting that press at the end if we can. If that becomes a little bit too much, feel free just to walk it out, pause for a moment, and walk it back in. Last few repetitions. Strong work, everyone. Let's keep that going. Last rep for 3, 2, and 1. And take a moment. So we'll come onto the knees. Again, just stretching through that back, so driving that pelvis forward as we move towards our fourth and final round of push-ups. 10 seconds, everyone. So let's set ourselves. This time I'm going to go for the wide stance. So taking my arms, hands just outside shoulder width apart, doing it through the knees. So that torso is nice and long. Through those shoulders, down to those knees, so we're still working through that stomach wall, in that plank position, driving through that chest and into those triceps. Keep it there, everyone, almost there. Last few repetitions. Keep it going. And in 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Nice. We'll bring it back into that downward dog just for a moment. Stretching out through those shoulders, through those oblique muscles. 20 seconds to go. And we're going to move into that core focused area. So shifting back into our knee drives. Taking our hands shoulder width apart. Coming out into that plank position. And driving those knees into that center line of the body. Keeping that emphasis on that upper body static strength. Working through that core. And again, if that becomes too much, feel free to drop down onto those knees. Pivot backwards, drive it forwards. Drive that knee into that center line of the body. Last few repetitions. 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Really strong work, everyone. So we're going to move into our glute bridge. Actually, before that, we're going to move into our knee pull-ins. I do apologise. So we'll take a moment, we'll lie down. We've got just over 10 seconds to go. So, nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. Placing those hands down by our sides. Taking those legs out and driving those knees into that chest and straight back out. Again, lifting that chin into that chest. If we want to elevate this movement just a little bit more,
just so we get a bit more of a contraction through those abdominal muscles. Trying to keep those legs shoulder width apart, so we're working through both sides of that core. Last few repetitions in 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Good. We'll take 30 seconds. Then we will move into our glute bridges. 3 exercises left to go. Really strong work, everyone. Almost there. So we'll lie ourselves down. If you're not already lying down, take a moment, bring those feet up towards those glutes, place those hands down by the side. And when you're set, and when you're ready, in 3, 2, and 1, we're driving straight up through those hips. Really engaging those glutes at the top end of that bridge. After all, it is a glute bridge. And make sure you're really stretching up through that stomach wall at the top end. Again, if you get any discomfort here, roll the hips forward, roll them back so that lower back's nice and flush on that floor before you drive those hips up. 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Nice. Take a moment. So from there, we're going to move into our controlled cycle crunches. We've got 20 seconds to go. Again, take a moment, catch your breath. Focus in, think about all that hard work that we've done over the last 40 or so minutes. Last push, we're going to take the fingertips behind the head. We're going to go into our last round of cycle crunches in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Taking that pose, and now we're to that opposing knee. Squeezing through that core. Trying to go nice and controlled, nice and steady. So we're really getting that full contraction through those abdominal muscles. Rotating through those obliques, squeezing through those abs, and stretching out through that stomach wall as we extend each leg out. Rep after rep for 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Lovely stuff, everyone. Take 20 seconds before we move into our final movement of the day. I'm going to slowly make my way back up to my feet. Feel free to do the same. We've got just over 10 seconds to go. We're going to set ourselves for our last squat around the world. So nice wide stance, well, just outside shoulder width apart. Yeah, feet pointing at 45-degree angles if you find that beneficial. So you can get your hands behind those knees, up and around, over that head. Again, trying to keep that back nice and straight. Lovely stuff, everyone. Keep that going. It's our last exercise. Almost there. Nice. Trying to take those hands as high up above the head as we can as we move into our last few repetitions in 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Nice. 4 rounds. Done. Absolutely flew through them. So we'll take a moment, take a little bit of air on board. Nice big inhales. Nice big exhales. And all we're going to do is just going to get a bit of rotation through those hips before I leave you to go back into that day. So feet just outside shoulder width apart. Just getting that nice full rotation through those hips. And we're going to pause there and then take it back the other way. Allowing those hips to really roll through that whole movement. We'll go for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Nice. We're just going to take our legs out nice and wide, feet pointing at 45-degree angles. And I just want you to hinge down at those hips, keeping that back nice and straight. Feel free to place those hands on those thighs if you wish to. Nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. And from there, we're just going to come up and drive those hips forward. So we're stretching out through those hip flexors, allowing that head to fall back. And from there, we're just going to shake out one leg, shake out the other leg, shake out those arms. Give yourself a little bit of a spinny hug. And when you're set, and when you're ready, we are all done. Fantastic effort, everyone, this afternoon.
Really appreciate your time, really appreciate your effort. And if you join us not live, if you're joining us not live and joining us for this session at a different time, I hope you find it really beneficial, relieving some stress, getting that blood flowing, burning some calories after that Easter weekend. And look out over the next few weeks, we've got some really exciting events coming to you through Westside Wellbeing and Westside Bid. A few live events, a few in-person events, so I won't say too much. Stay tuned. Next week, I believe you're back with Harriet for Pilates. Have a fantastic afternoon, everyone, and see you later. Thank you very much for your time. Peace out.